The theatre of the absurd has been playing out in full public glare on national TV. The Indian Problem League and its dirty underbelly exposed. The stage for this debate set by Siddharth Mallya's tweet now. He's gone out and questioned the integrity of the victim. He says that she asked for my BBM pin. This is not what a future wife should be like. He's used all sorts of expletives. The girl who's accusing Luke is saying that he hit her fiancé. That's a load of asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. She was all over me last night. She asked for my BBM pin. This is not the way a woman who's going to get married should be behaving. Has he crossed the line? Or is Siddharth Mallya really stating some facts that this could be a woman who's seeking her 15 minutes of fame? I've got what I promise you will be a cracking debate lined up for you this evening. Joining us first and foremost from Mumbai, Shobha Day. Thank you very much, ma'am. Pleasure to have you on the show. Glad you could make it. With me in the studio is Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, President of the Janata Party, here because he's demanded that the IPL be banned. He says that this mess has gone on for too long. The best solution now is to ban the IPL. Dilip Cherian, founder of Perfect Relations, is with us. We've also got Shailendra Singh, Joint Managing Director of Percept Limited, joining us from Mumbai. I want to first go across to Dilip. Siddharth Mallya going out and saying, and really turning this debate on its head, because so far the whole story was that here you got an Aussie player who's molested this American national and the case was being investigated. He's now saying that, wait, this girl's not right. She tried to act fresh with me. She in fact came on to me. She took my BBM pin. This is not the way a future wife behaves. Do you think Siddharth Mallya has gone too far?
I think Siddharth Mallya has probably blown a whistle on one aspect of what's happening. The IPL clearly has attracted a certain kind of groupie, camp follower kind of person, and without having to go deep into the phenomena why it's happening, the fact is that if this is the behavior that he's talking about, and let's assume for the moment that what he's saying is right, there's bound to be more evidence as to what this lady in question is also behaving like. So I'm sure that more worms will crawl out of the woodwork to say what's the situation. I'm not condoning what happened to her, but I'm saying, are there elements of, see, what happens is that everyone is so politically correct that nobody wants to say, are there elements of mutually consenting behavioral signals going on here?
You're saying this could have been mutually consensual. I want to go across to Shobha Day, because in which case Siddharth Mallya too is being a bit hypocritical. In the morning when he tweeted, he said, I don't know anything about it. I have no idea about what happened. Now he suddenly turns around and says, yeah, of course I know this woman. She tried to hit on me. She even asked for my BBM pin. Who's being hypocritical?
I think what's happening right now, Rahul, that as you rightly said, theatre of the absurd, that's an understatement. Everything is kind of going out of control. It has to do with money, it has to do with sex, it's got to do with alcohol, it's got to do with raging testosterone levels, it's also got to do with groupies and the kind of young women that the IPL after parties and the matches themselves are attracting. There is a fatal attraction between our cricketers and a certain kind of lady. Now what Siddharth Mallya is saying, I guarantee you, is well thought through. It's not something that just a young, hot-headed, immature owner of a team is saying in isolation. And the amazing part is that there'll probably be a lot of people who will agree with him, especially young India, because they'll probably see him as a hero. Now the whole IPL has gotten reduced to villains who are not villains, who are actually seen as heroes, women who are vamp-like but actually victims. It's a bit too complicated. But at the end of the day, if he's saying what he's saying, and there may be some element of truth, and I'm sure he'll be able to establish that as to who asked for the BBM pin, etc., then I'm afraid the lady will have to do damage control of her own.
Well, the lady showed us
at the end of it all, we do decode body language, signals and the rest.
Well, Subramaniam Swamy is not very impressed with Siddharth Mallya. The lady showed us images of her ear. The ear was completely bitten into. It was bleeding. No matter what happened with Sid Mallya, and we're not for a moment saying that what he's saying is untrue, surely nothing justifies the lady being molested by this Australian IPL player.
Well, first of all, the Mallya father and son duo have no right to talk about morality. I think perhaps one of the most immoral set of people on social network is these two. So that's first point. Second point is that a woman, even if she's a prostitute, has a right not to be raped or mutilated or physically attacked. If some woman is getting aggressive, get out of the way. So that's the second point. And the third point is, I think we have reached a tipping point on which we have to raise larger questions than whether this woman deserved what she got or not.
We're coming to those larger questions as well, but I want to focus on what happened because that's what led to this debate. I want to go across to Rohan Gavaskar. He's played a lot of cricket, young, attractive, in the same category, which would probably have lots of women flocking after him, possibly. Rohan, what do you make of this? Because you got these two debates, you know. In our newsroom, there was a massive debate about no matter what happened, nothing justifies the woman getting molested. And there were others who agreed with Sid Mallya when he said, well, she was asking for my BBM pin, so now she's leveling these accusations. Dilip Cheran says it was all consensual.
So Rahul, first of all, let me thank you for calling me young and attractive. Other than my wife and my mother, no one's called me young and attractive, so thank you very much. But listen, I have to say, no matter what signals a woman gives to you, even if she's coming on to you, leading you on, at the point when she says, no, I do not want to be with you, please leave the room, you have to leave the room. There was a case in English football a couple of months ago when two men were being tried for rape on a woman. One of them was acquitted because she had consensual sex with him because she went back to his room. The other guy was jailed for 5 years because apparently the judge thought that she was too drunk when he had sex with her for it to be consensual sex. So look, if a woman says no, at no point can you force yourself on her. So look, I mean, we don't know what the facts are, we don't know what really happened. But if Luke Pommersbach did come on to the lady and was aggressive with her after she said no, listen, please leave the room, then I think it's very uncalled for.
But I think this is where we need to come in, because news is leaking out that this woman actually invited them back to the room. So in a sense,
no, she said so herself in the interview we did with her.
So
no, but she's saying that he came up for a drink. But that's yes, Rod.
Well, if I may just add something, I mean, she may have invited them back to the room, but that in no way means that, look, you can come on to me, like, come over, have a drink and leave. What's wrong with that? Come over, have a drink, I'm with my fiance, it feels like a safe environment, have a drink, leave.
Shaina NC is joining this debate because, the interview she gave, the contradictions within is leading to several questions. The fact that she says that, yes, he was trying to act fresh with me on the dance floor, then he wanted to come up and have drinks, so we called him over. People are wondering whether that's actually possible. A girl says somebody's trying to act fresh with her on the dance floor and then she calls him up to have a drink. But then the other point that's being made is no matter what happened, nothing justifies she being pounced on.
I think, Rahul, all the facts are quite confusing because you've got such contradictory statements even by the woman, and for that matter the way Siddharth's also responded. I'd just like to say that the sad part is we're totally digressing from the sport, which is cricket and which is the IPL, to sleaze, to aggression, to bad conduct in public life, and I think that's the larger issue that we should be debating on, because unfortunately when issues such as this come to light, the first thing one wonders is you're thinking of alcohol, you're thinking of women throwing themselves on someone, and then if she was and Siddharth was resisting, he could have very well said no to her then and there itself. So there's so many contradicting reports that one is unable to decipher unless both sides really come clean and speak. And Siddharth for now is not choosing to speak, he's choosing to stay silent. So unless he speaks, who's going to know?
Because there's been a lot of talk on Twitter and on social media, and I want to go across to Shailendra Singh and even ask him whether these points are fair, because people have been asking that when she spoke to you early in the morning, she was wearing a different set of clothes, then she comes and she's wearing a completely different dress, her hair's all done up, she's got makeup. Now somebody who's been through such an experience wouldn't do this unless she was seeking her 15 minutes of fame. Are those valid questions to ask, or do you think that we should take the woman at face value and the matter should be investigated thus?
Well, Rahul, I think I was on your panel today to discuss the Indian sort of problem league. I think that was the larger issue, but I think we've managed ourselves a brilliant soap episode with this lady and the accusations of nearly, I mean, rape is a very serious offense. I'm not going to play to the gallery of Siddharth Mallya because I mean, this sounds like, being back in college with brawls, but this is a serious issue. So I'm going to just digress from this and go back to the history, because I think, Rahul, there's a very important point to be made. I know that media likes this. I know nobody's carrying the story of global meltdown or 20 kids dying in Calcutta. I know this plays to the gallery, but having said this, India as a country is not used to creating intellectual properties. You must understand that we import everything from soft drinks to cars. Indian IPL is a global intellectual property, first time created out of India. Now it's been landed with controversies from day one. Lalit Modi being sacked, IPL going to South Africa, match fixing, Shah Rukh Khan and whatnot. Now, let me just tell you, where is the issue? The issue is in leadership. Who is running IPL? Where is the CEO? Where is the imaging consultant? Where is the spokesperson for IPL? Why isn't somebody taking this bull by the horn? IPL is not a property of BCCI or MCA or Shah Rukh Khan. IPL is a property made by Indians. Indians have invested into it. IPL is a property that is actually filling a livelihood for many people in this country and entertainment, and all of us actually enjoy this. This is a property of India. Who has the right to go and destroy an intellectual property created by all of us? And these episodes, I mean, for God's sake, will somebody actually run the IPL and take accountability of it? I mean, Shah Rukh's episode should have never happened. It happened. Why did it happen? There were hundreds of officials there. They should have restricted the incident. And today, they're saying one thing in the morning, saying another one, and now he's abusing your own journalists of your channel. I mean, is this all for real? So I'm seriously worried that once again, India will again lose a big intellectual property that is pretty much owned by all the citizens of this country.
Because there was a loud chorus, and the chorus seemed to be getting louder with every passing hour, that let's ban the IPL. This is too filthy, it's too murky, let's ban the IPL. At first I thought it was being said in jest. Subramaniam Swamy joined in, Lalu Prasad joined in, Kirti Azad has been leading a charge. Everybody's been saying that this is filthy, let's ban the IPL. Yes. Is that not taking things too far, Dr. Swamy?
Listen, there is something called a tipping point. This is not only the fact that somebody grabbed some woman in a hotel. That's not the issue. The IPL issue was building up because there was money laundering, there was corruption, there was black money, there was prostitution, there was all kinds of nefarious involvement of mafia characters from Dubai. I think this is a great threat to the national security, and I don't care whether we are importing this or not. The fact of the matter is it's totally inconsistent with Indian culture, and therefore we need to ban it.
I think it's great to look at the fault lines as far as a product like this is concerned, but the fact is that somebody ought to clean up all the stuff around the game. And I think what Shailendra said is right, that somebody ought to take charge and clean up the acoustics, as it were, and understand that this is not cricket, this is just a game, this is just a play where owners are creating franchises, and this is part of a whole entertainment system. But the sleazy parts